about what happened or what Blueface did. I really wouldn't say nothing in the story because Rufus still was a loyal friend.
For me, if I read the story and I was Rufus, I would make me forget what Kenny laughed at me for. Like, it's really not a big idea. Just a friend laughed at somebody. If I was Rufus, I'd just forget it.
If I was Rufus' point of view, I would still be his friend because he helped me and stuff and like shared his lunch with me. But that's a true friend, so I just forgive you that.
Ken could laugh at the stuff I did that he did, but it's just don't. It's just the situation that happened that he laughed at that I don't know how to change. Because I know because he shared that and did share that. I know they're starving and hungry for the soul to school, so that going and I will still be.
So y'all,
I have a. Can I interject? So my question to piggyback on what she's asking you is the situation relatable? So has it ever been a time where maybe one of your friends might have made you feel uncomfortable, but you either had to make the decision to be their friend or forgive? So when she's asking you if Rufus were telling this story or writing this chapter, how would it have been different? We got to kind of take his feelings into play. You guys understand? Okay, so then what do you guys think about that? So when we think about the situation of maybe you being in his shoes or maybe somebody else made you feel uncomfortable and you have to kind of make that decision, what would you have done or how would it be different?
That's what I was saying at first. Like, it wasn't, you could forgive it if he was actually your friend, like if he was your only friend, and you just came to the school. I would forgive him. Like, there's no mistake. Just laugh.
Right, because you do have to sometimes give people other chances, right? You can't just say, okay, you messed up, I'm done. Because sometimes as friends, even us, we're not always the best friend that we could be to people, right? Yes.
I think that, so if I would have wrote this story for Rufus, if I would have wrote this chapter for Rufus's point of view, it would have been different because, like, I feel like that we would have been, like, friends and we would have did, like, Kenny gave him his lunch, Kenny shared stuff with him. His mother even packed, like, 4 sandwiches just so him and his brother could eat. And something that happened, like, for Kenny to laugh at Rufus, I do think that it was kind of like, you know, he felt like, you know, how can I trust you now because you laughed at a joke about me, but you call me your friend, sort of like. And even today, like, sometimes, like, people make jokes and they're funny. Even, it's not, sometimes it's not even the person who made the joke or the person who they make the joke about. It's just a joke. Like, it's the joke that's funny. Like, it could have been different people who made the joke with somebody else. So, from my point of view, if I was Rufus, yes, I would have felt a little bit like, I would have ignored him for a day or two, but eventually I would have came back because that's the only person who's there for that.
Okay.
I would say Rufus hard, like, I'll go to Kenny like, hey, laugh at me, man, don't cool for you. I thought you were my friend, that's what I did. Instead of just saying, you ain't my friend. So that could start chaos and fights.
Yeah, they could have got it together. Came back to friends. Like, all you had to say was, like, all you had to do was just talk about it. Like, no one cool that you just laughed at.
And then, you know, just kind of piggybacking on what you said, Avian, one thing, too, that as friends we have to do is we have to be acknowledgeable of the fact that we might have messed up and apologetic. So do you think that if Kenny actually went and apologized, because he really didn't apologize for it, right? He was just like, whatever. If Kenny apologized, do you think Rufus would have been more inclined to be more forgiving at that point?
Kenny would change his mind. If Kenny would have just kept on Rufus, been like, I'm sorry for laughing at you. It was funny, but it's not as funny as me and you as a friend.
It's not worth the risk.
It's not worth the friendship.
Right.
I would say, I know what I would say, but like people say, I would forgive him. I know.
Okay.
I know that Rufus would have probably forgiven him because, like, if you laugh at a person, like everybody laughs at everything, almost everything, because sometimes it's funny. If you don't feel like that was funny, you could just hug that person and just try to celebrate the right way, instead of just causing chaos and not being a friend.
Okay, and then when you said, because you actually said a statement that I always say, you said that he probably will forgive but never forget. So you can move past it, but it's always going to kind of be in the back of your mind, like, can I really, is he really my friend? Because will he take the opportunity to kind of laugh with the rest of the group? He was kind of, because you know, Kenny didn't fit in either, right? He was kind of an outcast, so now he has somebody else coming in who's a little worse off than he is. Now he's kind of using the opportunity to kind of get in with the popular kids.
Can I intervene in that?
Yes, you can.
So you said how like Kenny is kind of using him. So I think that he later in the story I can infer that maybe like Kenny will almost like later in the story I can infer that Kenny will.
Well, if it's later in the story, you're not making an inference because you don't have the evidence, but you're predicting,
Right.
correct? Okay.
I think that Kenny will probably use what he knows about Rufus against him. But I know that Kenny will feel bad if he does that, so I'm not really sure.
Okay.
But I
And
don't
so,
think-
along with your prediction, because you're actually using hints that the author is leaving you, what is that called when you can kind of see what's going to happen in the future?
Foreshadowing.
Oh, all right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for participating in my discussion. Say bye.
Bye.